Welcome back for another video. In this series we look at the top players with predicted points to make your transfer plans and captaincy easier. Make data-backed decisions to maximise your chance of success. We also cover the key talking points, considerations, and we look at the top players by position. The predicted points are courtesy of FPL Review, linked to their sites in the description. We've also included the predicted points for the next 4 game weeks because we don't just want a player to have an immediate impact, we want them to be reliable for us longer term. Let's start with the goalkeepers, and Alisson's top for Liverpool's double game week, which we'll talk about plenty on this video. Their double consists of Brighton and Arsenal away, though Alisson is an avoid due to the better value offered elsewhere in their Liverpool side. Pickford has 7.8 predicted points, though Everton were poor in Gameweek 28 against Tottenham, losing 5-0 away. However, this game week they play Wolves and Newcastle at home, so he's still an option, particularly if you're on a wildcard. Everton have a difficult run of games to end the season, so these next 2 are winnable and crucial wins. On top of that, Everton have 4 postponements, so you get plenty of double game weeks out of Pickford for the run-in. Ramsdale's in third with 7.4 predicted points, and he's one of only 8 sides who don't blank in Game Week 30. If you're on a wildcard now, you can easily build a team that gets through Game Week 30 without needing to free hit, and players like Ramsdale are crucial for that. Loris makes a list for Tottenham's double, though Spurs look an unpredictable side. One week they beat Man City, and then the next they lose to Middlesbrough, and then they beat Everton 5-0. Over the last 4 games played, Spurs have an XGC of 5.76, which ranks 16th. Loris looks like an avoid, though Doherty could be a great pick in the defence instead. Let's take a look at the defenders next, and Alexander-Arnold's top with 9.2 predicted points. If he's not in your team, I would find a way to get him. Robertson's an excellent pick too, though I still prefer Trent between the two for the remainder of the season. The return of James has made doubling up a trickier decision considering his immediate impact and the run of games Chelsea have. Coleman narrowly makes the list, though he takes up a valuable defender spot, so he's only one to consider if you want a punt on a free hit. Gabriel Tierney and Matip are all tied on 6.7 predicted points. You need to own at least one Arsenal defender, or goalkeeper really, as they're one of the few teams not to blank in Game Week 30, but they also have several postponements and therefore stand a good chance of getting a double Game Week 33. Meanwhile, Liverpool blank in Game Week 30, which is why Tierney and Trent are on par for predicted points over the next 4. Over the last 4 games played, Liverpool are best in the league for expected goals conceded on 2.62 XGC, followed by Chelsea, Arsenal and Man City. If you found this video useful so far, please drop it a like to support the channel. Let's take a look at the midfielders next, and unsurprisingly Salah's top with 13.1 predicted points for double Game Week 29. Arsenal have tweaked their formation to a 4-3-3 at times, which appears to have had a negative impact defensively, and they struggled a bit down the left side, which is Salah's side. Over the last 4 games played, Arsenal have conceded more than twice as many crosses down their left side, 49, than right side, 21. This ranks 17th in the league, so it could be a particularly fruitful double game week for Trent and Salah. Tomiyasu has also been a huge miss for Arsenal, and their last clean sheet was in Game Week 24. The other side Liverpool face is Brighton, who have also dropped off defensively as of late, conceding 9 times over the last 4 games. If you still got your triple captain chip, this looks like the opportunity to use it, and mine's active on Salah. Elsewhere, Son has 9.1 predicted points, and he's on 11 goals and 7 assists for the season. He was withdrawn early in the Everton game when it was all but wrapped up, with Conte presumably keeping an eye on the upcoming fixtures. Spurs are another team who don't blank in Game Week 30, so the Spurs assets are worth doubling up on, possibly even tripling. Kulusevski doesn't make the list, but for only 6.1 mil he looks very underpriced and a great asset to have for the next few game weeks. The Arsenal midfield continue to provide outstanding value, with Saka, Martinelli and Ødegaard all getting returns in Game Week 28. You can't go wrong with any of the 3, but Saka would be my pick if you can stretch your funds. Jota has 6.7 predicted points for the double, and if you still got him, he's an easy hold. It's possible he is benched for one of the double, but he's always got haul potential in him, and you can shift him on when Liverpool blank in Game Week 30 if required. Onto the forwards, and Lacazette is top with 9.7 predicted points. Since Game Week 16 he's averaging 5.3 points per game, and he's been ticking along with a steady stream of points. Over that run of 10 games played, he's only blanked in 2. If you've got a free Arsenal slot and you're looking for a striker, then he's your man. Kane is second with 9.4 predicted points. Over the last 4 games played, Kane has an expected goal involvement of 3.89, which is second after Tony among all forwards, though Tony has had a penalty, which means Kane has a higher expected goals non-penalty. Despite some poor results, Tottenham are still well in the conversation for top 4 or Europa League at worst. They trail Man United, who sit 5th by 2 points with 2 games in hand over them. One of those games in hand could be moved to Game Week 33 as a double for Tottenham, so Kane could easily be a season keeper from here on, with the other double potentially in Game Week 36. Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison make the list. Lampard's had a poor start as Everton manager, but as we discussed earlier, they need the wins, and one of Calvert-Lewin or Richarlison are bound to be involved in the goals. They're only worth considering on a free hit or if you're looking for a 1-week punt. Elsewhere, Wood, Mopai and St Maximin make the list, but none look like worthy picks. That wraps up the video today, thanks for watching. Before you go, please drop it a like if you found it useful. I'll read every comment, so leave one below and I'll be sure to read it. See you soon for the next one.